Hi! We're just gonna get right into it, sorry. Welcome to my new Let's Play of Dragon Age Inquisition, one of my all-time favorite games and one of my all-time favorite series. Um, this Let's Play is obviously I'm playing a mage, and obviously I'm playing as an elf. And if you want to read this little blurb, I left enough time for you to read it. Uh, yeah, if I can help it, I will always be an elf. I really love elf elves. They're really cool. Great lore. Uh, Also Canary and dwarves are really cool too, but I don't know, just I'm a nerd and I'm a sucker for like any species with pointy ears. Um, and I like DA elves just because they tend to be less Tolkienish, which is cool. Um, I don't know, it's kind of a cliche now at this point for all elves and all fantasy stories to be super Tolkienish and abide by Tolkien rules, which I think is kind of silly because Tolkien elves seem kind of, I don't know, just it's refreshing to see elves not. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna end this tangent here before I run it into the ground anymore. Yeah, so I'll try to talk as little as possible during cutscenes, but I may like blurb out because, I have a big mouth. I like talking. Uh, I've edited I've edited the character creation part out because I made a theme. He's my Inquisitor, my canon Inquisitor. I've played as him through the game several times over because I love my character and I love romancing
As long
Dorian.
as the job gets done, I don't care
Um,
about the rest.
yeah, I've tried playing this game and not romancing Dorian and it never works. It's so hard for me. Also, I don't like him getting together with Bull. That's always difficult for me because I just don't, and I can blurb about that at some point. I'm talking over this because no one's talking, and at this point, everyone's seen this cutscene a billion times. When there's actual like dialogue going on, or if it's an important cutscene, I'll shut up. But, anyways, so yeah, I'll talk a little bit about Athim because he is like a fully fleshed, not fully fleshed, like as fleshed as I can make a character. He's fleshed out as much as possible for an OC of mine. I really love him. I've been thinking about him for like nonstop for a year. You know, that OCD feel when it attaches to video games. Um, I'll talk about him because I have like a backstory for him, and it contains like it's a lot of me ignoring canon. Because some Dragon Age canon sucks, or not sucks, but it's just kind of problematic to me in some aspects, especially with how they write their like quote unquote gray morality. This is one of my favorite cutscenes though. This is like one of my all-time favorite introductions in a video game, just because I really like the direction or the directing. I like the lawn takes in it, the lawn shots. I like how they panel. Like this is one of my favorite shots, just like slowly coming to and especially at the end where it kind of like rolls up towards the face. It's really interesting. And also, sorry for the video quality and the audio quality if it's bad at any point. I'm still trying to figure out how to record properly. Um, yeah, look at that profile. Beautiful nose. I love giving characters crooked noses. Crooked noses and big noses are so important and so underappreciated. There's my son. There's a theme. Oh, uh, I'll be quiet now.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
Coffee breath Cassandra though, right? Totally. At this point, Athem's just trying to like gather what's going on by himself.
Explain
He's
this.
trying to sort things out
I can't.
in his head
What do you
without saying
mean
too
you
much.
can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need him, Cassandra.
He's pretty stoic, and he is really wary around Chantry members.
So what happens now?
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then... a woman.
A woman?
She reached out to me. But then...
Go to the Ford camp, Liliana. I will take him to the rift.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you.
His biggest fear is being taken to a circle again, because in my headcanon, I headcanon that he's been taken to a circle once before when he was separated from his clan at one point when he was young. And so he's really, like, afraid at this point. Also, I mean, could you imagine seeing that and being like, oh, shit.
It's a
Fucking
massive
world
rift
ending.
into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that.
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't notice the video quality went down there.
Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
You said maybe the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is, and you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
I understand.
Then...
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
None of the responses there really, like, matched a theme to me. Like, I tried the, so I don't have a choice option, and that was, like, a little closer, but it still didn't sit right with me. Like, he's generally really wary of Chantry members.
they have decided your guilt.
Oh,
They need it.
so it's kind
The
of hard
people
picking
of
something.
Haven mourn our most
fit him.
holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
To your mom's house.
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
So yeah, you probably noticed, like, the butt-ton amount
Open
of
the
mods
gate.
I have so
We are
far.
heading into the valley.
I have the immersive starting armor mod, I have a freckles mod, because, you know, gotta have all of those freckles. I have an eyebrow mod, that's why Thren looked so weird with her, like, super angry eyebrows. Super well plucked. Wait till you see Roderick, though. Roderick looks hilarious with all of these mods.
The pulses are coming
I
fast.
love Cass. I love Cass. Athim doesn't love Cass yet, but I mean, eventually he'll really
The larger
respect
the
her.
breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
I don't want to talk over this
They
banter
said
though,
you
even though I cut it short
stepped
on
out of a
accident,
rift,
and I am
then
talking
fell
over it right now.
unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows.
See, I tried stopping. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but I'm recording the game and then I'm doing the audio for it, so I'm actually, this is like post-playing commentary. I'm not making commentary as I go around playing it, because my commentary just suffers. I get too distracted by playing the game. I'm too single-track minded for this. So yeah, I also have a buff mod, or buff elf mod in place, which is awesome. Cause I hate, the biggest trope for elves usually is that they're really like lithe or lean framed, and that's always really bothered me, because it seems, kind of like pseudo-fat shaming, like we have no fat elves in all of this fantasy universe, and we have no buff elves, and we have no tall elves, all elves are the same body type. And that was always silly to me. So I downloaded a body mesh mod for Athim. So some of the armors cancel out the mod itself. Fucking badass Cass.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
Oh yeah, I was having trouble deciding. I was like, oh, everything looks like a good decision. I'll go with 2 though, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
If you're going to lead me through a demon-infested valley, you'll have to trust me.
Give me one reason to trust you.
Because my life is on the line.
You're right. You don't need a staff, but you should have one. I cannot protect you. I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
Athim is like, yeah, right. Or he's like, wait, what was that? I wasn't listening. Easily distracted. He saw some snow falling and he was like, oh, this is so pretty. Oh, wait, shit. This angry lady wanted to say something to me. Seemed less angry.
We are on our own for now.
But yeah, so some of the armors cancel out the body mesh mod, which is a little disappointing. Like, it doesn't work in Hallam Shiral, and it doesn't work in the romance cutscene with Dorian, which is such a bummer, because I really, really love the buff elf mod. Because you'll see it in when we get to Haven, because it is like you're ridiculously buff. It's amazing. So yeah, so I'm mostly going to be talking about, like, this entire Let's Play. I'll mostly be talking about the politics in the game, a lot of metagame stuff, because I find that really fascinating, and 2, just analyzing the game in general. I will talk about some of, like, the racism and sexism in the game, because I feel like that's important to notice and to recognize and appreciate whenever you're consuming any form of media, just because, you know, nothing exists in a vacuum, nothingness without consequence. When you're consuming something, you're consuming a message that either affirms or challenges cultural norms. Cultural norms. They're like nerd worms. Nerms. And, yeah, and I feel like that's important to recognize anyways. And with that being said, I realize that as a white person, I'm role-playing as a character that's not white. And because of that, I could very well be unintentionally racist or problematic in the way that I write Athim. And I'm trying to be as aware of that as possible, and I've been reading up on as many, like, tropes and stereotypes as possible to avoid them, as well as just trying to educate myself in general. But if you see that I'm not catching myself somewhere, feel free to let me know. However you want to let me know. I mean, you could shoot me a message or you could comment. I'll always be grateful. I am very appreciative of critique, you know, because it's a way to grow and it's a way to learn. And I'm not always going to be right, and I'd like to know when I'm wrong so I can learn from that, rather than just remain ignorant, because that would suck. But yeah, so I'll talk a lot about Athim as a character and about his backstory, a little bit of, and just him as a character, but he has 2 moms, He really loved his keeper. He loves being Dalish. He loves the Dalish. He's not super religious, but he does practice. I think part of it is because the rituals are reassuring to him, and they're comforting to him because it's like a piece of home that he can take with him wherever he goes. It was something he really relied on when he was in a circle when he was younger. And like I haven't super developed, like I don't know a lot about his time in the circle. I think he spends like 2 or 3 years. I used to think 5 years in the circle, but I felt like that was too long, and I didn't want to put my character in that much turmoil for that long. Especially because like when he's taken to the circle, he's around like 13. And I generally don't like to. I generally don't like to put my characters through needless trauma.
We're getting close to the
Is
rift.
how I like to
You
put
can
it.
hear the fighting.
There's this kind of mentality like
You'll see soon. We must help
I'm
them.
like quote unquote torturing my OCs, and I don't like that. I feel like, especially because like I as a person haven't experienced that much, and I mean personally I haven't suffered that much, so I don't like to give any of my characters trauma or bad experiences for the sake of having them. I like to try and make interesting or compelling backstories and like deal with what happens realistically.
Quickly! Before more come through!
Oh yeah, I really gotta find a new way to record videos, I'm sorry.
What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
You mean this?
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our
You're
salvation.
just like, no.
Good
No.
to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
Disgusted noise.
Are you with the Chantry, or...
Was that a serious question?
Technically, I'm a prisoner, just like you.
I brought you here to tell your story to the Divine. Clearly, that is no longer necessary.
Yet, here I am. Lucky for you, considering current events.
Why is this? Wait, it's not a hard decision. You always
That's
compliment his
a
crossbow.
nice crossbow you have
You
there.
always compliment Bianca.
Isn't she? Bianca and I have been through a lot together.
You named your crossbow Bianca.
Of course. And she'll be great company in the valley.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
I need you, Varric.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions.
I love
I am
Solus.
pleased to see you still
Solus
live.
is such a nerd.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
You seem to know a great deal about it all.
Like you, Solus is an apostate.
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra. My travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fade, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
And what will you do once this is over?
One hopes those in power will remember who helped, and who did not.
They was like, do you have
Cassandra,
any tips for
you should
running away
know.
from Chantry
The magic
folk?
involved here
Because
is unlike
I
any
may need
I've
to be
seen.
doing that.
Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well,
I don't know if you can hear it. You can probably hear my
Bianca's
fan. My
excited.
computer's working so hard. It's a good computer. It does its job.
This way,
I
down the
got so
bank.
immersed in
The
that,
road
I
ahead is
completely
blocked.
forgot what I was talking about
We must
beforehand.
move
Oh,
quickly.
yeah. I don't... you're not really gonna see me be giving a character's trauma just for the heck of it, or making light of the trauma, like, I write my characters having. Like, I have, like... And two, like, personally, I feel like it's... I don't know, not to shame anyone for writing. I don't know. I tend to be as careful as possible when I write characters that experience something that I haven't, just because I don't want to try sensationalizing or trivializing the experience or any real life parallels of the experience. Also, this is me trying to be tactical. I'm not great with tactics. Athim is supposed to be awesome with tactics, and this is why Athim is such a challenging character for me to like talk about and write, is because he's so different from me. Like, he's really patient, and he's really good with tactics. He is very level-headed, remains calm. I, on the other hand, scream when I stub my toe, and when my brother like walks up to me. Very easily frightened. And so I try using the as much tact as possible when I'm playing as Athim. Doesn't really work that well because I have no strategy in my tiny gay body. For combat, Athim likes to be like in the front lines as much as possible. I headcanon that he actually tries hiding his magic because he's afraid of people. He's afraid of being he's afraid of being taken to a circle again. And he generally doesn't use magic for combat anyways, unless it's like healing or barriers, or some kind of non-violent, non-lethal force. Athim doesn't like fighting. He tries to talk enemies out of fighting rather than actually just engaging them, which is why he likes to be up close, as personal as possible, because then he can make eye contact. Then it can be, you're actually engaging the individual. So yeah, that's a little bit about Athim. I may run out of ideas or things to talk about really short, because I don't want to like get too much into his backstory too soon. I really like this map. I feel like the level design in Inquisition is much more, it's so much nicer than it was in Origins. Like, I'm getting through the deep roads in Origins and I'm screaming constantly because everything looks the same, and it was even worse in the Fate in Origins because sorry, I'm adjusting my lip ring because it was getting out of place. Anyways, because like in Origins the Fade was so confusing and everything looked the same and the colors were muddied, and it was just like the level design wasn't good. I liked the Fade. It was a really fun quest, and I liked the shapeshifting. And I missed shapeshifting. I wish you could shapeshift in Inquisition. I'm really bummed that you can't, because I had canon. Athim is a shapeshifter. Because like he also fears becoming an abomination, and canonically shapeshifting has a lot to do with self-control and mastery over the self, so I feel like that would be a reason why it was attractive to him. I'm also giving the Life Ward amulet to Solus, because Solus dies really early usually when I'm fighting the boss of this level.
You are Danish.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Clearly away from the
Solus
rest of your
starting
clan.
shit.
Did they send you here?
What do you know of the Dalish?
I have wandered many roads in my time, and crossed paths with your people on more than one occasion.
What do you mean by crossed paths?
I mean that I offer to share knowledge, only to be attacked for no greater reason than their superstition.
Can't you elves just play nice for once?
It's so funny to me because like my friends and I talk about Solus, and like it's like right off the bat you can tell Solus is a little pretentious, and that's part of his charm. But and he has like every reason to be because he's awesome, but he is elitist, and it's we're talking about him and like him actually meeting the clans, and all of us agree, like all me and my like one friend, my paid associates. That joke is courtesy of a friend of mine. I did not make that joke up. I have to source them in MLA format. And this is one of the reasons why I love Cass.
but we must
She's so
keep moving.
cool and supportive, and understanding. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we were talking about Solus, and it's like, okay, Solus is totally would not have approached the Dalish clans in a proper way. He wouldn't have been like humble approaching them. He wouldn't have been like me and my friends were talking about it and saying like, yeah, he probably like pissed them off somehow because he's pretentious and elitist, instead of actually just coming up humbly and being like, hey, do you like, instead of actually like being the way he made it sound.
So, are you
I love
innocent?
Varric.
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
Okay, so like Athim feels more comfortable around non-humans, the non-human peoples, and just because like he tends to trust them more. He's had more positive experiences with them than he's had with humans. I mean, and especially considering how humans have treated elves. So I think like at this point he's like, he really likes Varric. He's getting really good vibes from Varric because Varric is awesome. He's hilarious. He's this fucking charming, funny dwarf with a open V-neck shirt. Like, awesome, right on. Flashy little man, and I think he looks up to Solus. He trusts mages more. Athim trusts mages more just because he, it's something to relate to. It's something to bond over, and having magic, especially with the climate magic users find themselves in the Thetis universe. That's gotta be one of the nerdiest fucking things I've said all day. Especially in the climate they find themselves in. That was. But yeah, he's still kind of wary of Cassandra, though. Athim wants to give people chances, and he wants to get along with everyone, and he wants to trust everyone, especially because he tends to care very deeply about everyone right off the bat. But he's also protective of himself, and he's very protective of his clan, and he doesn't want to open up, especially when he feels like there's a possibility that this person could say or do something that would inevitably hurt him or his clan. So he doesn't really open up easily, especially not to Cass. I don't think like he and Cass ever get super close. I know that I always get the cutscene with him with Cass, but he but he's, I think it's more of him, I think it's more she likes him than he likes her. Which is normal, I mean, that happens. Yeah, and so, for his magic, for Athim's magic, I'm going to level up all of his,
Open the gate.
Spirit stuff first, because that's the most non-combative, non-lethal stuff, and it fits his personality best. And then after that, I'll go into Thunder, or Storm Magic, because Storm Magic is cool. Who doesn't want to control the weather? That sounds awesome. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I was always like,
well done.
There's this one time when I was really young, and there's a lemonade stand, and I was helping with it. I went back home, and I was like an hour inside my house before coming back, and when I came back, my friends were like, you brought the wind back with you. It stopped being windy when you left to go home, and now it's windy again. And my tiny infant brain was like, oh, I am a witch. I am a goddess of thunder or something, even though I'm not a woman. So it was really, so, I don't know. I've always had an affinity for anything that's related to storms and magic, because that's always been really cool to me.
Ah, here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know.
Yeah, see,
who
Roderick
he
looks
is.
so well
As
groomed.
Grand Chancellor
So
of
well
the
groomed.
Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Valroyo to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor.
Liliana breaking that fourth
Justinia
wall.
is dead. We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
Oh, that profile. That profile. Athim is so beautiful.
Isn't closing the breach the more pressing issue?
You brought this on us in the first place.
Cass has had enough
Call
of
a
your
retreat,
shit.
Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
Varric is just super chill in the background. Super relaxed.
How do you think we should proceed?
Now you're asking me what I think.
You have the mark.
And you are the one we must keep alive. Since we cannot agree on our own...
See, this is another example of how Athim likes tactics. He prefers tactics and kind of more like, not roundabout, but more subtle or stealthy solutions to problems. Like with,
Use the
fucking,
mountain path. Work together.
sorry, I
You all know
swear so
what's at
much, but
stake.
like war table missions, he usually picks
Liliana.
Liliana
Bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
versus,
On
like
your
Colin
head be
or
the consequences.
Josephine. Athim really doesn't like using force to solve solutions. But he also doesn't like, he thinks usually people have ulterior motives. He doesn't like thinking that, and he wants to trust people more, but that's really difficult for him, given his experiences. And so he's still in the process of trying to reconcile, like, him wanting to be optimistic and him wanting to be, open and friendly with others, and also him wanting to protect himself and him not wanting to endanger anyone on his behalf because he says something wrong. Like when he was younger, he was really he really didn't heed any of the warnings about humans that his keeper gave him, and so he'd like go and talk. Like he'd go with the hunters when they went to trade with humans, and he'd talk with them. He's really interested because he's really interested by other cultures and other languages, and he's fascinated by all people.
Along with whatever's detained them.
And so by accident he tips off people, some humans in a village of where his clan is heading that night, and they end up being slavers because, you know, Clan Lavalin is canonically super far north. Northern Free Marches, that's like near the border of Tevinter. And so Athene really blames himself for, and so his clan is ambushed by slavers, and he's always really blamed himself for that. He's always felt really, really guilty for that. So he doesn't, and even though he really loves and cherishes his culture and his heritage, and he'd love to talk about it. Yes, the video quality here is so bad, I'm sorry. But like he'd really love to share and talk about it, but he doesn't feel comfortable doing that, especially with humans. So for him to open up or talk about his clan is a real big deal. Yeah, and I tend to develop Athim's character more. Like, Athim is, like, at this point, he's pretty self-sacrificing. He was raised to be the, he was the first of his clan for, a long time, even though he wasn't really interested in being keeper, and even though he wasn't interested in becoming the keeper, he trained as the first, because he felt this strong sense of duty. And so he's really selfless and self-sacrificing in that way, and so part of his character development is him living more for himself and learning how to enjoy being himself, and recognizing that recognizing that to be of value and to be of worth doesn't mean that you have to constantly be giving of yourself, and that you're allowed to do things for yourself and have fun, and like, he knows how to have fun, but like, the most self-care he really like, he doesn't go out and do things for himself. He doesn't really do anything for himself, and that's part of his character development, is especially, like, as becoming the Herald and as becoming the Inquisitor become more and more stressful. He has to, just to preserve his mental health. And that's what some of the companions help him with. That's definitely what Varric helps him with. And Sarah. Oh, I love Sarah. I can't wait to meet Sarah. Athim really likes Sarah. It really adores... You'll probably hear my dog in the background, but it really adores Sarah. Though Sarah, like, thinks he's way too elfy. And I'll probably talk about that too. I'm a little bothered by the way Sarah's written. And Cass. I think the character with the best writing is Dorian, and I still have complaints about Dorian's writing. And it's mostly just how an Inquisition versus the other games, you don't really get to have, like, conversations with your companions. It's more like you trigger exposition dumps from your companions, and you don't have as much to say about it. Like, you can't really, like, sway their opinions or anything like you could in Origins.
Our priority must be the breach.
Which I missed. That
Unless
was
we
really
seal it
cool.
so
I'm
no
actually
one is
really
safe.
digging that part of
I'm
Origins
leaving
so far,
that to
especially
our
from a
elven
role-playing
friend here.
perspective. I hope DA4 returns to that. Not that they're probably not going to. DA4 is probably going to be way more of a stereotypical AAA game than anything, which is disappointing, because, like, the best part of Dragon Age has always been its story writing and the politics and how immersive the world is and how fully developed the world is.
Lady Cassandra! Lieutenant!
Oh yeah, so anyways too, if you guys want to talk about your Inquisitor, or your Warden, or your Hawk, or any other Dragon Age OCs that you have, please message me or comment with information of them, or just talking about them, because I would love to hear, because A, OCs are amazing, B, Dragon Age is amazing, the combination of the two of them is something equally or even more amazing.
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
I love the juxtaposition of those two comments.
Thanks
It's
for
so
making you
great.
finally arrived, Lady Cassandra. I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. He insisted we come this way.
The theme's like, sorry,
prisoner?
I can't.
Then you...
My only regret is that I could not fix the clipping of your helmet. Yeah, I think he tends to be really focused on tasks. And I think, like, as they get closer, he's
We
starting
have
to
to
get
get to the
more
breach, and quickly.
more and more focused and more like,
I don't...
we
The
can't.
way into the valley behind us
We
is
have to
clear
hurry
for
up.
the
We can't,
moment.
like,
Go
take a break.
while you
I know he
still
was, like,
can.
talking a lot
At once.
in that last cutscene, so...
Let's move!
Here's a cool
The path
fact.
ahead appears to be clear of
I
demons as
suck
well.
at writing characters.
Let's
I mean, I
hurry
don't
before
suck,
that
I just get
changes.
inconsistent. And I talked over that entire cutscene, I am sorry.
Down the ladder. That's the way to the temple.
Oh, this is so funny, because, like, I think for the, mercenary coat, because I have it modded, but, what's kind of funny is, like, okay, I think this one doesn't have gloves. The Dalish armor does not have gloves. So could you imagine going,
holes in the fade
okay,
don't
go
just
down the hole. You
accidentally
mean,
happen, right?
go down the ladder.
If enough magic is brought to bear,
And
it
I'll
is
let
possible.
But there are easier ways to make things explode.
That is true.
We will consider how this happened once the immediate danger is past.
But yeah, could you imagine, like, the Inquisitor going down ladders? And this is the first time anyone's ever met them, and they're going down
Temple
ladders,
of
and they have
Sacred
all these
Ashes.
fucking blisters because they're not wearing
That is
gloves.
where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
See, this is another thing to me. I mean, like, this is horrific. This scene itself is horrific, and this would make Athim be much more serious. And I think he'd be much more serious after seeing the dead bodies of the people that weren't saved. But, like, I don't know. I feel like it's I don't know, like, this is really grisly, and I don't know about you, but the first time I played it, what was most disturbing to me was the fact that I just, like, glossed over it. I, like, did not, like, even that wasn't upsetting to me, but, like, that should be upsetting, because it's, like, that's really graphic, and it looks horrendous. But I think I've just become so, I think, like, extreme gore, especially in fantasy settings, has become so normalized and, like, just by itself that it's, like, hard to feel shocked anymore, which is really awful.
You're here.
Here, can we throw you up to the breach?
Liliana, have your men take up positions around the temple. This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
I think it was like, I have no fucking...
I'll try, but I don't know if I can reach that, much less close it.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
There's a joke about Cassandra's makeup, and it's that her eyeshadow and mascara is actually just, like, the fucking charred bodies of her enemies. That's, like, my favorite headcanon for this entire series.
What are we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
You know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Magic could have drawn on lyrium beneath the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Keep your ass still, Corypheus. Oh, fucking good burn, Clark. Thank you, Clark.
That is Divine Justinia's voice.
If you couldn't tell, I've officially run out of things to say. Fucking bodes poorly for the rest of the series.
What's going on here?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
My dog may start barking soon. And it's fun. It's actually really funny to me, so I won't edit it out.
What's going on here?
I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not.
Run when you can! Hold them!
We have an intruder. Slay the elf.
I love how casually the Inquisitor says, "What's going on?" Just like nothing's
You
really
were
phasing
there.
them.
Who attacked? And the Divine, is she...
Sounds super
Was this
doped out.
vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Echoes of what happened.
Athim is actually
The Fade
constantly eating.
This
elf
rift
fruit.
is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that
And
with the
they're
mark,
my
the
dogs,
rift can
if
be
you
opened.
can hear them.
and be sealed properly and safely. However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons. Stand ready.
Gotta love Eric's chest hair. I think there's a mod to give Dorian chest hair. And honestly, I'm like not about that. I'm not down for Dorian's chest hair. I love Dorian, and I love all iterations of Dorian. But probably, I don't know. I can't do chest hair. There's a mod to give him stubble. And yeah, I'm down for stubble. Oh, Dorian with stubble looks so good. I actually have that as my screensaver right now. My phone's lock screen is Dorian, my phone's wallpaper is Dorian, and my computer's wallpaper is Dorian, and that's and it's been that way for several months now. Very long time. Ever since I realized I could put Dorian as the backgrounds of those things, I've done it. Yeah, he's probably the first character that I've like resonated with on such a high level. Just how passionate it is, and especially just because he's so well written. I feel like he's one of the best, the most well written character or companion in DA. I mean, I'd say Vivian too, but I feel like the fucking writers of Dragon Age villainized Vivian, and she totally doesn't deserve to be villainized because she's a really cool person. Also, yeah, so I'll try not to be like this weird about fighting and pausing so frequently. I'll try to make the combat a little bit more smooth. But yeah, I really, really love Vivian. Like when I was first introduced to her, like in the game, like her intro cutscene, my jaw dropped because I was like, wow, this woman is incredible. She is amazing. I want to be friends with her. And two, what I don't like is that I feel like, I'm just gonna go into this because it's been on my mind since doing this Let's Play, and it's always been bothering me. But like, people who pick Cassandra as divine over Vivian, thinking that Cass is somehow going to be better for the mages, no. Like, Vivian is canonically better for mages. And Vivian doesn't, like, outright restart the Civil War like Cass does. Like, Cass legitimately, like, reignites the Templar Mage War, whereas Vivian doesn't. And Vivian is cool, but of course they want to villainize her, and that bothers me. Because she doesn't deserve that. She's really cool. I wish that we were able to bond with her more in-game, and I wish that... I mean, because she's so interesting, and she's so fucking smart. And two, like, she cares about others, and she cares about mages. And I think she's really compelling, too. I just wish they'd written her better. Oh, well, that's what the good parts of fandom are for. Like, there's people who write good fanfics with Vivian in it, and I should go read those. But I will continue to protest and say that Vivian deserves better than what she got in game and in Trespasser. I think with one Let's Play, I'm going to do a Let's Play where I romance Sarah and I put Vivian as Divine. That's not going to be... I mean, I feel like we're at the very beginning of the game. Divine is it's later on in the game. It's post-Haven stuff. I should wait till we get to Skyhold to start discussing it more. But yeah, actually, I'm on hard mode, and this is the first time I've actually played hard mode. I've played like at least 300 hours on easy and normal. Combined, not like separately. I may have actually separately. I've been playing this game... Ah! Oops, I dropped my card. I've been playing this game nonstop for about a year, so I definitely have so many hours on this. But yeah, but yeah, this is hard is more challenging, and I like it. I like having to pause the game and having to think, okay, shit, where should I put this person next? I think it's definitely more fun. I also like to suffer. I like to bang my head over things constantly. I love Dark Souls. Dark Souls was a great game. And I should probably work on finishing that Let's Play too. But yeah, here's me trying to figure this out and trying to find... Oh, at one point I couldn't find Varric and Solus and it was really bothering me, and I think it's right around here. Where I was like, where the fuck are they? There was... I could not get through this without Cass dying, though. Solus and Varric were the only ones that really lived, and that was really weird for me. But yeah, the first, I did a test run with all of the mods and stuff just to make sure everything was okay, and it was so funny because I was like crying getting through this playing it hard mode the first time because, like, everyone but me and Solus were dying, and then Solus would die, so I'd have to go revive him, get him to cast a barrier, then I would cast a barrier, and then we'd go and try to save our friends, and it was really funny. I tend to go, the Arcane Warrior route. Because that's just really cool and also really fucking broken, which is awesome. I would go Shapeshifter if they had Shapeshifter. Oh, I really wish they had Shapeshifter. And because there's nothing quite as cool as a Shapeshifter. I mean, you get to fucking be like a bear, like a weird grizzly plague bear. That's fucking tits. That's awesome. And this is a moment where I remind myself, Clark, maybe don't say tits when something's cool. For a while I used to say that's really gay if something was really awesome, because I thought, like, what's more awesome than being gay? Not a lot else, you know, because being gay is really cool. But then I realized most people won't understand, and I'm not sure how much... See, that's the one thing I really hate about being gay, is that, like, every term to refer to yourself as gay or non-heterosexual, non-cis can be really, like, it feels like a slur. Like, homosexual, I hate when I hear that word coming out of a straight person's mouth, I get really uncomfortable, because usually when they say homosexual, they're not, like, in my experience, they're either a scientist, a bigoted scientist, or just a bigoted person. Like, it's never been just a normal person saying homosexual. Same for, I mean, and then even gay, or, like, I had to explain to this guy once why he couldn't refer to the LGBT plus community as the queers. That was, that was magical. That was a really amazing moment in my life. Loved high school, totally recommend it. Yeah, so I use queer for myself because I love it. I love it. It's a really positive, happy word for me. I mean, I have had it used negatively against me, but I don't know, it hasn't tarnished the word for me. And of course there's the F slur, which I still don't... I've also had that used towards me, and for some reason, I don't know, it just sounds much more hateful and ugly, and so I don't use it as much for myself. Though I want to get into the habit of reclaiming that word as well as queer. God, fucking Cassandra with her Nike logo motivational shit. I love the foreshadowing of that quick shot too, because like when I first played the game, I was like, why did they cut Solus into that? Like, why should I care what Solus thinks about this? If anything, it should be Cass. And then someone spoiled Trespasser for me. I'll probably talk a lot of spoilers too, just as a heads up. I'll try saying spoiler alert. But yeah, because I want to go into the metagame and I want to talk about my interpretations of the characters and your interpretation of the characters. I want to have like a discussion about it. And also, who doesn't know how Trespasser ends at this point? The game's been out for a while. The DLC's been out for a while. So yeah, after this, after this cutscene here, I'm gonna end it because this was getting really, really long. And I don't think anyone deserves to be bludgeoned over the head with, like, too many cutscenes.
Oh,
This person has about the same
I didn't know
eyebrows,
you were
even
awake,
with the mod.
I swear.
Don't worry about it. I only...
I beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You're back in Haven, my lord. They say you saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand.
This is Athim's nightmare, by the way, to have, like,
It's all anyone has talked about
someone
for the last
bowing at
3
his
days.
feet. It's awful. I think that's, like, most people's nightmare. I'd hate to have that happen. I'd feel so uncomfortable. And also, like, please don't degrade yourself like that, buddy. Oh yeah, this was another hard decision.
So, a trial happens now, I suppose.
I don't know anything about that. I'm certain Lady Cassandra would want to know you've wakened. She said, at once.
And where is she?
In the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor, at once.
I headcanon that
said.
character as agender. Even though you only see them the once. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna level Athim up really quick here. And see you later. Thank you so much for watching. I'll have the next episode up. If you want to talk about your Inquisitor or Warden or Hawk or Dragon Age OC at all, feel free to like comment. If you have any questions for Athim, feel free to comment. If you have like any critiques or anything, feel free to comment. If you just want to write poop in the comments, that's cool too. So thank you so much. Bye.